To whom it may concern. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Workday Slacker here. I have been slacking way too hard. I wish someone told me how hard it would be to make regular videos in the summer. Summer's hard, so I'd like to introduce a new concept for a video. It's called a 5 in 5. We're going to give you 5 major updates in 5 minutes. Hopefully I can keep this to 5 minutes. And we're going to keep it nice and tight. Today we're talking all flesh and blood, all the new and exciting things that I may have missed, all the things that I wanted to talk about over the last few weeks that, I had all these videos ready to go. I was going to talk about the Blitz updates. I was going to talk about my Dorinthia deck list from the skirmish season. I was going to talk about the draft pod changes, but that stuff's all garbage now. We're moving forward, onward and upward. There are 5 very exciting things that I want to talk about very quickly today. The first one is Nationals season. I've been watching a ton of Nationals. I've been seeing the results coming out of all the Nationals. The good news is I will be playing in Nationals this weekend, Friday and Saturday. JK, I will be playing in the Super Armories because I'm not nearly qualified enough to play in the actual Nationals. But next year, my proudly ranked number 357 in Canada, I'm hoping will be, 97, something realistic, and then maybe I'll get to play. But I'm looking very, very forward to playing all day Friday. I took the day off. If my boss asks, I have an appointment. And Saturday, there's a Classic Constructed, and then I hope to see, anybody else that's going. Hope to meet you all there and watch some really high-level play. That's the first one. That's Nationals in Canada's this weekend. The second thing I want to talk about is the meta. The meta is super exciting. Looking at all of the kind of outcomes from the Nationals that have taken place so far, it is pretty clear that Lexi is still very good. There's a lot of first place finishes that Lexi's had, but I was looking through the list and I was surprised. It wasn't all Lexi, I guess it can't be all Lexi, otherwise we'd have a huge problem. But obviously people know Lexi's good. The good thing is there's also a ton of hero diversity. So I saw a bunch of dashes actually. I would say watch out for Dash as the sneaky hero that's only going to get better, because we're going to talk about why they're going to get better shortly. But I was very happy to see that a Dorinthia and a Bolton came in first, so I will definitely be stealing that Dorinthia deck list. And then in terms of news from Nationals, Briar actually will Living Legend finally. And historically, Briar's been a aggressive kind of super aggro build. And it's funny because the list that took Briar over the edge was a heavy fatigue type Briar. So it's funny how that game works. When people expect one thing and you show up with something totally different, you kind of startle them. So to summarize what I saw from the list, Lexi, Dromai, Icelander, and Bravo really are the 4 boogeymen and women and people of the format currently. And thank the Lord, Rosetta Thorn is gone. Moving on. Round the Table, a new product, totally unique product that is coming from the professor at the Tolarian Academy. He's a awesome YouTuber. You should check him out. But it is going to be the first ultimate pit fight focused product. So it's going to come with 4 Blitz decks. It's going to come with a bunch of new cards. We're going to talk about that a lot in detail when it gets closer to release, because there's a lot of really exciting stuff. I think if you like hoarding cardboard in cool containers like I do, it's worth buying just for the box that it comes in. It comes in a massive, really cool style box. And if you've seen the professor's deck box that he put out through Kickstarter, the guy wants to make a quality product. So I think that that's going to be really worth looking at, and I'm going to try and get a couple of those for myself and for friends, because that's a good way to get people into the game. The most interesting thing for me was just seeing old cards getting reprinted with kind of buffs or reimagined. So I looked up that Bittering Thorns card. It's a yellow pitch Ira card, only ever existed in yellow pitch, and I noticed in the announcement that there's a red version that is kind of a juiced up version. So it's very cool to see that kind of treatment. And what else can we expect from that original hero Ira? Not that she needs a lot of help. Number 4, small but important announcement in the Round the Table set. There are new Guardian boots. We're talking real fitting boots for Bravo. No more dinky iron rot boots on the, enormous swole legs of Bravo. We get to see him rock a 3 block with temper. It's going to be beautiful. And finally, the Bright Lights season approaches. So I'm expecting, spoilers will start coming out soon. The reason I bring this up is two reasons. So number one is, what does Bright Lights bring from a game perspective and a power perspective? So it's a mechanologist set. So we're going to see a lot of mechanologist cards. Actually, mostly only mechanologist cards beyond the expansion slot, which we're going to talk about in another video. The expansion slot is a huge win. It's kind of like the list slot for Magic, except actually useful cards. And so Dash is already pretty good. She's winning some national tournaments, and now there's going to be 2 entirely new mech focused products. So I think this is going to be a huge win. So that's on the power level of the heroes. But on the second note, I think it's just going to be really fun. I think everybody needs to try it. Everyone needs to try that shuffle up and play, the crack 3 packs and shuffle up. New formats to play the game are being introduced in that product. The team over at LSS is really thinking about what is fun, what is accessible, what is new and exciting. So I gotta say, in James White and the LSS team, we trust. Anyone who's on the fence, I'm going to be covering and talking about Bright Lights a lot. I'm really looking forward to playing the draft format and kind of the easy to get into format. And I think it's also a great place because there's not that many things to consider. It's mechanologist, play the mechanologist. It's perfect. So these are all things that have been on my mind. These are all things I wanted to make videos about in the last little while. And I appreciate your patience. For those of you who haven't unsubscribed yet, you are the real MVPs. But now that it is a new school year, back to school, we are going to be hitting it hard and heavy. I gotta distract myself from work somehow. So really looking forward to September full of content, and going forward, you can expect to see a 5 and 5, hopefully every week. That's my commitment to myself. So hope you're having a good week. Hope your weekend was excellent, and do not work too hard, okay? Take care.